As of last year, April 1st, a recorded amount of 2,673 people were murdered by the United States who had done nothing wrong. The death penalty has a lot of history behind it, with it being established in 1608 and still being used today. In my eyes, the death penalty is a way of authority figures deciding whether or not a person lacks value in life and deserves death because of their action. Throughout my years in school, this topic has interested me, and as I learn more, I discover a lot of the negative factors within the death penalty. The obvious factor being that innocent people are being killed, also that the mixture of drugs used for the lethal injections cause a painful and botched execution, not to mention the amount of money needed to proceed with the death penalty. There are indeed a lot more factors than the ones that I have listed, but those will be the ones that I will be talking about today. I will be going into greater detail about the negative factors, the loss of money to proceed with this act, and explaining why I believe that the death penalty should be illegal. For the death penalty to be established, there had to have been a lot of people in agreement with this act. So let's get into the changes that the death penalty has made to keep the community safe. The death penalty is set in place for many reasons, and one of them being to decrease the crime rate. As mentioned before, there are 2,673 people as of last year on death row. Yet, according to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, the crime rate has increased as of 2016. Therefore, the aspect that the death penalty would reduce the crime rate is proving ineffective. This proves that the death penalty is not doing any justice for the community or bringing the crime rate down, which deems this act unnecessary in my eyes. The death penalty is for those who are convicted of murder and or rape. A lot of the cases that lead to death row involve both murder and rape. There are convicts that have been involved with both felonies and received a life sentence in jail. Proceeding with something like the death penalty, believe it or not, there have been many mistaken and purged cases that has led to innocent people on death row. A man named Randall Adams was convicted in 1977 for the murder of a police officer. Randall himself wasn't even involved in the crime. He was framed and arrested to be exonerated in 1989. This is just one of many innocent lives that have been taken by death row. There's literal proof that the death penalty has killed innocent people. But you cannot bring that person back, and what's done is done, and the United States should be ashamed. So not only has this act killed innocent people, but the millions of taxpayers' dollars go towards this act. According to Amnesty International USA, the average cost of the death penalty is $1.26 million. I don't know about you, but to me that is a very large amount of money just to proceed with killing someone for their actions. Compared to the non-death penalty cases, there's a huge difference, and millions of dollars would be saved in the process of saving innocent lives. California has high numbers. As of August 2017, there were 746 inmates on death row, even though their last execution was carried out in 2006. California is a pretty big state. They have carried out 13 executions, each costing around $308 million. Clearly, these executions are doing more harm than justice. There are those who believe that the death penalty is what some convicts deserve, but there is a way to still make the convicts pay for their actions. The Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation mentions that the average cost annually for life imprisonment is around $44,563. Compared to the death penalty, life in jail would be cheaper than the cost of a single death penalty case. Lastly, I want to inform you of the nasty way that the death penalty is pursued. The lethal injections used for the death penalty is basically a torture system before the convict's scheduled death. The mixture of drugs given to the convicts sends them through excruciating pain. There are 3 different types of drugs used. Each affect the body in different ways as they send the convict through waves of torture before they actually die. There are always consequences for our actions, and for the convicts, their consequences don't have to be the choice of death by authority figures. The death penalty has a list of negative factors, some being the insane amount of money spent on this act, the innocent people who are being killed, and its ineffectiveness to do justice for the community and torture process that follows. The act of punishing someone with death because of their act of murdering comes off as getting back at someone. Killing a person because they killed someone and covering up with an act shouldn't be the way that we run the world. Thank you.